Hello collective, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Yasmin. I'm a psychic medium, a channeler, and in this video we are going to talk about how to balance the head and the heart as per the conversation we've been having throughout Q3 on the element of air. This is part of the curriculum for School of the Ascending. So if you're seeing this on YouTube or on Instagram, just check out the link in bio or link in the description box below. The loss of recent politician Charlie Kirk, and then also a lot of conspiracies coming forward, a lot of information, a lot of people recognizing distractions from other headlines that have popped up in the recent weeks and months. And so right now we're seeing such a clear divide. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Archangel Sandalphon is saying very loud and clear. It does not need to be one or the other. And for the human mind and the ego, right now is so sensitive to everyone, but for someone who is very much in their ego, they're going to cling to the narrative, stick to the narrative. Instead of surrendering, they're going to stick to it. They're going to cling and attach to the narrative that is more likely conducive to division, seeing it as black and white, seeing it as, left or right, as a political party rather than the whole of the collective. Essentially, on the third dimensional level in the 3D, it makes sense that there would be all these different boxes that all of us fits into, right? Humans fit into or place themselves into. And so in some shape or form, labels have been beneficial to the 3D experience. They are part of the 3D experience, similar in the way that it is kind of a natural part of human beings to initially see something and judge right away. And that might change with age or with experience, or if you're meant to learn that as a soul in this life, not to judge a book by its cover, for example. So there's a lot of aspects to the 3D world, to our third dimension, our earth experience, such as labels, such as these boxes and these kind of sides, if you will, left or right, in terms of, we can think of it in terms of political parties, for example, where it makes sense for people to see it as black and white. Well, these are my values, I don't think we should be killing babies, and doing abortion rights. Other people are like, well, these are my values. I think it should be up to the woman's choice because it's her body and we don't know the circumstance. And so there are people in the 3D world that are going to perceive what I'm saying as, no, it is what it is type of thing. It's just black or white. It's not, there's no other shades of gray when it comes to maybe some moral discussions. But we have to remember, okay, my guides are repeating everything in its time, and I see Archangel Sandalphon and Metatron by each other's side here, and I just feel them next to each other. I see them. They're saying everything in its time. So we, each and every one of us, are having that experience of perceiving in the way that we need to, not that we want to. Some people, maybe they're perceiving in the way that they want to, but it is going to be pushed for all of us to perceive in the way that we need to, based on our consciousness level where we're at, to be able to receive information and knowledge. So for some people, it's going to look like staying in a stagnant place, staying in their comfort zone, staying in their boxes and what they feel like that matters to them. And maybe to them, that is clear cut, dry. My morals are my morals. There's no black or white here. It's it is what it is. You don't need to put me in a smaller box or devalue me. And that's not what we're saying, okay? The message is not coming through as devaluing people who see their morals and values and things that might be tied to almost political parties as black or white. We're not devaluing those perceptions and experiences. What we are saying, and what the guides are saying really, is that there is more to the picture. Although we've discussed in Q3 the element of air being very much linked to the mind, to logic, to reason, it's also linked to that innovation, right? The brain being that supercomputer, always revolutionizing itself, always finding a way to adapt. When circumstances arise in your life and you feel the feels, and maybe you're not willing to make the change because of your ego, because of patterns, because of narratives, storylines you've told yourself, your brain is going to convince you eventually to revolutionize, to make a change, to do something different. And it shows from someone who is tired of the same old, and it shows in someone who even could be homeless and a drug addict. And if they can't find access to drugs, they're going to find a way to do it. Their brain is revolutionizing and innovating ways to go find the drug that they need, right? So no matter what level of reality you are in, or life, part of life you are in, your brain is constantly adapting and revolutionizing. The mind is constantly evolving. This is air energy, and this is what we've discussed throughout Q3. And so while we accept that air element is linked to the mind, and we are now in the age of Aquarius, which is an air element, collectively we're seeing a lot more planets enter transitions, placements in air signs, such as Uranus being in the air sign of Gemini. These recurring themes of air energy, of the mind energy, is coming through, because now the collective has to be real with itself. No more fun and games. We need to connect the dots. It's time to innovate, and it's time to revolutionize. And that comes with a lot of people starting to see other aspects of reality, different dimensions that require adapting views or seeing different perceptions that play into a larger picture. People are starting to realize, oh, wait, it doesn't make sense to stick with this narrative anymore. It doesn't make sense, because I know people that are good people in the world that have these views, and I'm not going to judge them for those views. Now, we're not talking about hate here. We're not excusing anything related to hate, to racism, any social injustice. We're not justifying that, but we're seeing that there's more to the picture. People that are causing this mayhem will no longer be able to displace humanity from the truth. So what was part of the subconscious of the collective consciousness, if you will, is now coming forward. So these are truths that can no longer be hidden. And so we're seeing that as an echo to the age of Aquarius and what that gift of the air energy is going to bring. Balancing the head and the heart is all about not allowing yourself to be so stuck in your ego and your mind, and whenever you are attached to a particular belief system or narrative, to allow yourself to change that. And a lot of light workers are being forced to constantly reinvent themselves and change themselves. Like, as soon as some of you guys have gotten comfortable in your life with certain groups of people, or with a partner, or with a material situation, it's like it's taken away from you, and it's kind of like, okay, when is it going to stop, right? When can I have what I want to have, stability, if you will? And that's about tapping into that stability within yourself. You are being moved around because you need to be the stability in those areas, in those locations. So you are the stability, and it's not always going to be like that, by the way. That's what I'm hearing. It's not always going to be like that, okay? It's changing right now. It's changing right now for you. So I want you to just remember, get out of your mind, stop blocking those emotions, tap into your heart. And a lot of people are going to realize, okay, if you've been in a position of always change, things are not really being settled in your life, and you're a light worker, you're tapping into your mission work, and you're wanting to find that stability in groups of friends, for example, or job, or how you make your money, earn your income, your living situation, that sense of stability within your life, financially is what I'm hearing. A lot of you, for you guys, financially, it's already here on the timeline. It's coming for you guys. So just hang in there. I'm seeing people in the collective playing tug of war in astral, but there's no one on the other side of the rope. You're just trying to play tug of war. Surrender, let go. And air energy wants to keep you stuck in the mind, overthinking. Don't do that. You know, a lot of us don't do that. It's about innovating. No more overthinking. We're going to innovate our thinking instead and tap into our heart. We're going to try something new now. If it wasn't working before, what didn't work before, you got to revolutionize it. So now it's time to go back into your heart space, feel the feels, your vulnerability, and everything you experience, and your capability and capacity to love, my friends. That is a gift to this world. You need to be proud of yourself that you're even able to do that in the first place. So with that being said, we are going to be jumping into the element of water for Q4, and that is going to entail a lot of discussion around vulnerability, emotions, but also the necessary stability of that, which is why we touched on the earth element in Q2 halfway in the year. Stay tuned, turn your notifications on. I'll see you on the next video, a recap on the air element.